Welcome to Football Miami TV. This is Uncle Ed, and of course, as usual, Pieter Brown is, yes, he's in Disney World again, doing whatever he does with Mickey. He loves that place. I don't know why he's not a Orlando City fan, because man, that guy, he should just move there already. But yes, this week there's so much to talk about. We've got the Euro Cup, we've got Copa America, we can tons of stuff to talk about Inter Miami as well. And here with us is this person, this individual who's, maybe you guys have seen him. We've have started featuring him a little bit in the show. His name is El Tío Ted Cikowski. And everybody, please say hello to El Tío Ted Cikowski, ladies and gentlemen.
This is probably going to be the greatest show in the history of football Miami TV. That's all I could say, really.
Well, it's thanks for being on, Ted, because this is a long time coming. Actually, we really didn't expect you to co-host. Nobody else wanted to do it, so thanks, Ted. We appreciate it.
Actually, the people over at YouTube sent me an email saying that if the ratings are high enough, I might just take over the show.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that might be the case if and Ted has been telling me that he's ready to take over anytime. If you guys want Ted back or just want him to take over the show, or Football Miami TV for that matter, just go ahead and leave us a comment. And Ted, what can I say, man? Before we start, I gotta say and give a big, high five or a fist pump in these crazy times to our sponsor, Caneswear. Caneswear, guys. Anything that you want to buy from that's Inter Miami, please go to Caneswear. They're located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. One of the favorite places of Ted Cikowski. Ted buys, he thinks it's too far. He doesn't like Broward County, so he just goes to Caneswear.com and he buys everything that he can. That's Inter Miami. Hell, anything that he wants. Ted, you buy from Caneswear as well, right?
Yeah, actually, my wonderful girlfriend did buy me a bunch of stuff, including everything that I'm wearing from Caneswear.com.
Wow. So, guys,
during the pandemic, they shipped it up quick.
Nice. So, guys, go ahead and please support us by supporting Caneswear, who sponsors our show, and we're very appreciative with them for doing that. And Ted, there's a lot of people that are, that are on the chat room, and I usually do it, but you've been fighting with me all day, saying that you should be the one saying hello to the people. I don't know.
Yeah, let's see who's in the chat room right now. One World, One Goal, as always. She's probably the show's biggest fan, it seems.
Right.
Jazz Fusion.
You're going too fast, Ted. You got to give me a chance so we can put up everybody. There's One World, One Goal is saying she's drunk. She's Italian.
To talk about it. You gotta keep up with me.
Okay, you said Jazz Fusion.
Jazz Fusion is in the chat room.
Cool.
He's regular.
Yeah.
Jose Velasquez.
Nice.
Judge Dredd.
Judge, where's the Judge Dredd? The Law's on there as well. Let me see if I can find him. As you can tell, I am not as proficient at this as okay. I've got him now. Judge Dredd, the Law.
Alejandro Miquel.
Alejandro, thanks for joining us. And who else? That's it, Ted. It's nobody else.
That's all I see now.
We see. The problem, I think, is, Ted, a lot of people said, oh, Pieter Brown's not here. Why are we going to listen to this Ted fella? Who is this guy? Why did they call him El Tío Ed? I mean, Ted, I'm sorry. Tío Ed. Ted, it's just rhymes. Go ahead, Ted.
I think people are still watching, or people are still celebrating Italy winning the Euro 2020.
So you think that's the reason why they're not? They'll probably tune back after, right? Like in the next coming days, there'll be like thousands of people.
All I'm saying is calm down. This is going to be the most watched episode you've ever had.
Okay, I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna calm down. So, Ted, tell me, what do you think? Let's talk about the Euros. The game just ended, so it's fresh in our minds. What did you think of the teams? What's your take on everything? You're European as well.
I'm what?
European.
My family.
Not that you're peeing, but that you're European as well.
Well, so I didn't even think England should have been there. That was a really bad thing. They received in the semifinal against Denmark, where Raheem Sterling went down. But I liked Italy. I wanted Italy to win because I'm a Roma supporter, and half of
Hmm.
the Italian team is from Roma.
Right.
Brian Cristante, Spinazzola, who got injured, and he's now going to be out for several months for Roma because he got hurt in this tournament. Um, Pellegrini, and Florenzi. Florenzi doesn't actually play for Rome anymore. He played for PSG on loan this last year. But there's a lot of Roma players. I thought Italy was the better team for 109 of the 120 minutes. And Donnarumma was just incredible in the penalties. What did you think?
Well, it's like England scored that first goal and they just gave up. It's just like they stopped playing, or it was just Italy that was just that good. I mean, I think I forget how many they've got, like a record of how many games they've won. I don't know if somebody knows exactly what the tally is, but those guys are, they haven't lost in a while. So, I one of the favorites that I thought the team that I thought was going to win the whole thing was Belgium. But when it comes to these tournaments, you never know who's going to win and who's gonna lose. It's just a whole different ballgame.
I thought Chiesa for Italy, it was just, he was on fire today. He was able to dribble past defenders, pretty much the whole game until he went out limping, I think, towards the end of the game.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, I see that they're saying my volume is too low. Can you hear me better now? Well, we'll see right now. You hear me pretty well, Ted?
I can hear you fine.
Perfect. That's all that matters. Yeah, if you guys be sure to leave us a little comment. If you guys, what do you guys think? Is Italy did Italy deserve to win the Euro Cup? What happened to England, man? They just deflated. I thought for a second that they were going to have a better chance, and apparently they didn't.
Yeah, England is always overrated in my opinion. I guess I'm the one who's switch your mic, man. That's what I'm hearing. That's what they're saying here. Can't hear me.
Volume's too low. Let me see if I could raise your volume a little bit. That might be there. I think I got your volume a little bit higher. So yeah, look, Jet Pancake saying,
fine, right?
I hear you fine and dandy. What's his name? One of the guys just said that Italy's 34 games without losing. Isn't that nuts?
And you notice that their two central defenders are both in their mid-30s, Bonucci and Chiellini.
Right.
And they're still. I mean, Chiellini's been playing them for Italy forever, and he was great today.
Oh well, look, they're saying your mic is a hot mess. I just raised his volume, so if you guys can't hear him, just let me know, and we'll see what's up with Ted's volume. I think I raised it already, but I'm gonna raise it a little bit more so you can hear Ted. I know how much people love to hear from Ted, so
it would be a tragedy if technology stopped people from hearing my genius insight into these games.
True, and our live audience is just they're nuts about you, Ted, and they want to hear about back in the day. I remember back in the '90s, you used to always what was it? What did we do back then? Did we have beepers or what? You sent me like beeper messages saying you were out with hot models back then.
No, I just sent you snail mail. Told you.
It's everything through the mail. Yeah, that's how. Yeah, that's crazy how people used to send everything through mail, and it would take like, I don't know, what was it, like a week to get, or it depends what country you were in. But that's imagine that, man. You had a girlfriend or whatever. You lived. For example, I was in Germany. I had a girlfriend back in California, and I would mail her. letters and stuff, and it would take forever. So it would take me like 2 weeks to receive mail from her. But what she would do is like send an email. There was no email. She would write every day and send me a letter every day. So that was kind of funny. I just wanted to tell you, how
In the
old
90s?
we are.
You didn't have email in the 90s?
Well, that's when it started, right? The whole internet thing. Remember AOL and all that stuff?
Yeah, that was the 90s. That's
Right.
how I used to chat with you, Ed.
Right. Yeah. AOL. Remember that?
I remember your screen name from AOL back then, actually.
Yeah. What was it? Remember?
Wasn't it Chi-Chi 69 or something like that?
I don't remember
Chi-Chi
anymore.
something.
Yeah, it was something. That's how, it was crazy
You
back in
haven't
the day.
commented on the fact that I'm wearing a dress shirt and a tie. Ed.
Oh yeah, what does it do with that? Yeah, well, Ed, it seems like Ted, you're gonna have to speak up a little louder. I put your volume up a lot higher, but for some reason,
How about now? If I just like hold this right there, it's already. I can see the levels. The levels are almost in the red when I do
Yeah, yeah.
Judge Dredd the Law says Ed be doing the romantic thing.
Well, that's how it was back then, man. We used to always, send letters and stuff like that. And now it's, all email. Now it's instant. Now it's text messages and all that good stuff. So, thanks, guys. We're getting a lot of reactions, a lot of thumbs up, and we appreciate it. I mean, I thought that people didn't want to listen to what Ted had to say, but apparently, now people are, getting on and watching, and I think people do like you, Ted.
I know.
It's starting to turn around now.
We do have some questions. Do you want me to ask you some questions from the chat room?
Sure. Which one? Yeah, go ahead.
Did Ed give me a special Italia of the Affusionados shout out or what? That's from One World.
Did Ed give me a special Italia of the Affusionados shout out or what? I think she drank too much, and I don't understand. Could you decipher what she's trying to tell us?
She's saying she's Italia of the Affusionados, and did you give her a special shout out?
Okay, well, shout out to Italia from the Affusionados, and thanks for supporting us, One World, One Goal, because she's like one of our main listeners, and I know she's missing Peter, but Peter prefers to be in Orlando of all places. So
she doesn't miss Peter.
She doesn't? Okay. Well,
no, that's what the next line of her text says. It says, "I don't miss Peter."
Okay. Well,
I made that up. I just made that up.
Oh yeah, because I looked for it and I didn't find it. But they're saying the volume is good now, Ted. So I think you're just gonna have to hold up your microphone the whole show.
All right, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to produce a great show.
Exactly.
The best show that you guys have ever made, actually.
So, guys, I want some more ideas of what you guys think about the whole Euro Cup. Is Italy, did they deserve to win? I know Italia is going to say yes, of course. Ted, you think they deserve to win the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Belgium. Belgium has some of the best players in the world, and Spain does as well, and Italy beat them both. It's hard to say that Italy didn't deserve this. I'm surprised at how bad Immobile was, though, in this tournament.
Yeah, I was surprised too because he barely heard from the guy.
Yeah, I didn't think he was very good this tournament, but he's a really good striker generally. But yeah, I mean the Italian squad, and not only that. By the way, speaking of the '90s, Ed. For years, you've told me that you don't like Italian football because you think it's too defensive. And now they are attacking. They're attacking more than pretty much any team in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, look. People are already starting to say, Marvin Mills is starting to say, I thought Ted was the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins.
I'm not familiar with the Smashing Pumpkins. I'm not sure what that means.
No, the truth is, that's his alter ego. Ted does music, and we're actually going to show you guys a clip soon of Ted doing some incredible stuff.
I have a beef with you, Ed.
What happened, Ted?
I mean, you guys have been treating me so shabbily on this show. And actually, you've been treating me shabbily since the 90s.
Well, Ted,
the Miami Fusion days.
But Ted, I mean, I don't understand. What are you trying to tell me, man? I mean, what was it because of the past couple of shows where, you had that crazy grandpa hat and, those sunglasses that you claim are Prada sunglasses?
Well, actually, they are Prada, and I brought receipts.
You got receipts? Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, you actually sent a video And
Mm-hmm.
guys, we're gonna put the video up right now. As a matter of fact, so give me a second. I'm gonna put it on, and this is a video that Ted did. Kind of a rebuttal from all the bad treatment he says he's been getting from Pieter Brown and myself. So give me a second. I'm gonna load this sucker up right now, and here we go.
Than Inter Miami, Orlando City.
And better than seeing Ted with that crazy hat and those sunglasses that he got from his granddad or something.
Oh, all right, let's look.
Ed, in my video last week, Ed said that I had a crazy hat and my sunglasses were for my grandpa. Those are Prada sunglasses, and the hat is because it helps with sunburn. I go for long walks in Coconut Grove or wherever I live, and it keeps the sun out. You save money on buying suntan lotion. That's a tip for you bald guys like you, Ed.
Okay.
Wow. So, all right, Peter.
What else did he say? Because I didn't pay attention to anything besides he was talking about. He was talking about
his
coconuts.
Hat was terrible in that video last week. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out that video last week because Ted has a crazy, hat on and those sunglasses. Come on, man. Even
those are not Prada.
No. Yeah, they're not Prada.
That's Spada, maybe.
Dude, he probably got those at I don't know some.
He got those from the kiosk in Coconut Grove somewhere, and they're actually called Badas, something like that. They're not Pradas. They got a little. They're Badas.
Yeah, those things were at a $1 store or something because they look pretty cheap. I'm sorry, Ted. Got to call you out on that one, but I don't believe that they're Prada.
Peter, Ed, add up to nada. Now you suckers doubting that my glasses are Prada? You're on the wrong team, you're in the wrong camp, and now Uncle Ed wants a shot at the champ? You can't beat me yesterday, today, or tomorrow. You're a bench warmer like Rodolfo Pizarro. You're weak like a dog with a suboptimal bark. I'll bury you like a bone down in Tropical Park. I'll bet you regret you were ever slamming me. I've seen better uncles in the Addams family. As a man, though, ain't no one more prettier than me. You're like Orlando, ugly city SC. Peter listens to Whitesnake and thinks it's 85. Peter's so old he saw Ray Hudson play live. Doubting my glasses and now a battle is owed. You live on the wrong side of County Line Road. I bet life in Pompano must be hard. Suffering weekly misery on Commercial Boulevard. So delete your opinions on my shades or you'll end up missing in the Everglades. I can see the future like Nostradamus. I predict you'll get a voicemail from Eric Thomas. So to any Orlando fans who wanna go mano y mano, uno pregunta donde está la baño.
Ted, wow, man.
That's how bad you hurt my feelings.
Wow, I had no idea there was so much pent up anger and in there. It was wow, just wow, and I can't wait till Peter sees that. I mean, I think you may have hurt his feelings because he probably is the only guy who he probably thinks he's still in '85 and watching Ray Hudson. That's a good touch.
So do you admit that they're Prada?
Dude, the only thing I need to see is the receipts, but so far, it looks like you're right. You got the receipts there? All right, you're wearing them? Oh, wow. Okay. That's the grandpa hat. What about the grandpa hat though? I thought you were going to show me the receipt though.
Check your snail mail.
Well, but okay, I think all right. You proved it. They're Pradas. Okay.
Also, you haven't mentioned my dress shirt and said I look nice.
Yeah, you actually look good. You've got that, what is it, one of those Inter Miami sweats, and you got that tie going. You're looking nice and sharp. You need something to show you how to do a tie knot, but otherwise, you're looking sharp, man. I didn't expect you to get all spiffed out to be on the show.
I'm not saying I'm great at tying ties, but I know I'm better than you and Peter.
Okay,
that's all that matters.
And better looking too, of course.
Well, I don't want to insult you on your own show.
Okay.
I'll wait till it's my show.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Ted's video, guys? I mean, what's the name of that song, by the way?
Ted's Revenge.
Ted's Revenge. Okay, well.
The Prada mix.
Yeah, and look, Baldwin's already saying the music video should be available by itself on FMTV YouTube channel. We're gonna put it up maybe on Monday or Tuesday. Once Ted approves, that we could put it on FMTV. And we're just gonna put the music part, maybe a little bit of, the beginning where we're kind of making fun of him, and then the whole song, because I think it's we don't want to ruin it with our faces in there too much. I think the music speaks for itself. Ted did the music. Believe it or not, he sang himself. It wasn't mimicked by anybody. No, famous person or anything. Ted is actually talented like that. Believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
I'm considered the Drake of Coral Gables.
Yeah. So, good. It's our studio audience is just. You did great, Ted.
I know. Thank you.
But anyways, guys, let's go back to talking about soccer. Enough with these videos of Ted Cikowski and his whole rap career.
Yeah, but before we talk about soccer, just tell me I look nice. That's all I'm asking.
All right. You look nice. And guys, please
thank you.
Send a message. Put it in the comments. Let Ted know that he's awesome. He's the best rapper in Coral Gables. So please let him know. And all right, Ted, let's move on. Did you see the Copa America?
Yeah, so I have some thoughts on that as well. Did you watch it?
I sure did, man. It was a battle. I think Brazil, winning too confident. Argentina basically, they parked the bus, especially in the second half. With that, when they just Brazil was not able to score. And they tried, but it didn't work out, and Argentina, rightfully so, and good for Lionel Messi, who finally got a trophy with Argentina, because for so many years his career is almost over.
Stop! We got the most important message here. It says Ted is the GOAT.
Oh, look at that, Jet Pancake. Wow, he's a Ted Cikowski fan apparently. No,
it's probably my mom or something.
Oh, okay. Well, Jet Pancake or Ted's mom. No, it's not, because we've known Jet Pancake for a while. Unless your mom's been, following the show or something.
Eric Thomas just stepped in.
Oh wow! Look at that. Well, yeah, he sure did.
And he missed the shout out I gave him.
You came out in that rap. Eric Thomas, you came out in that rap song, dude. I don't know if you didn't listen to it, but you can go back later on tonight, and we're gonna put the video, by itself, tomorrow or the day after. So.
And by the way, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry. Go ahead, Ed. Continue on the Copa America.
I was done.
Okay, so how I said I didn't think that England should have been in the final because Raheem Sterling took a dive against Denmark.
Right.
Argentina cheated like crazy against Colombia. I don't think they should have been in the final. There should have been at least one red card in that game. They were playing rugby out there, and I think any other ref would have called a red card on Argentina. I don't think they deserved to be in the final. But, they got it done, and Di Maria scored the goal. I can't believe Brazil, with all those players, weren't able to get a single goal. That team is pretty much stacked. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I would say that if they played 10 times, I think Brazil would beat them 7 out of 10.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
It's just the way that game went.
It should have been Colombia and Brazil in the final, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you love Colombia. I know you. I think it's in another life you were born in Colombia because or Venezuela because you love arepas so much. As a matter of fact, we told you that there are arepas in the stadium, and I always try to call it Lockhart, but it's called what? Drive Pink Stadium.
Drive Pink Stadium, yes.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a video of that of you eating an arepa next game. I think it's
for the ladies.
It's the least we should do. It might be a little too erotic for for people. So maybe we're gonna put over 18. Yeah, because when you eat, it's like it's like you can't contain yourself and you smudge it.
One rule, one goal is apparently drunk on Peronis.
That's what it looks like. She's been texting a lot or putting comments a lot. So look, and she thinks you're funny, man. Look, Ted is so funny.
Yeah, of course I am.
It's obvious, right?
Everyone thinks I'm funny.
Right. All right, but looking for sure, and you look. A lot of people are saying you look like the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins.
I'm not familiar. I don't know who that is.
You don't? Okay. Well, I'm telling people you're really him, but you changed your name or whatever. But
and just to get back to Copa America for a second, I don't really understand Copa America. It's not like the Euros where they play every 4 years. They change it. Sometimes it's every 2 years. Sometimes it's every 3 years. Why? It seems like kind of it just doesn't seem as important as the Euros do for some reason to me.
Ted, it's kind of like they whenever they run out of money, they say, "Oh, I think it's time to do another Copa America." I think that's what happens. So that's what they do, and it's I don't know. That's just my opinion. What do you think?
Well, and this isn't the fault of Brazil or South America or the Copa America, but the fact that they couldn't have fans, which I understand, because they don't have the vaccination rates yet in South America to allow fans, but it just didn't seem as intense, and I don't know how much of that was the lack of fans or just the play seemed kind of sloppy in the Copa America.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just didn't. I'm just not as impressed with Copa America. I did watch several of the games, and I was actually not even rooting for Colombia, even though you think I love Colombia. I was actually rooting for Chile, but.
But what does Chile have to offer, food-wise? I know you're a foodie, so what does Chile offer?
I have no idea. I don't even know what would constitute Chilean food, but Colombia and Venezuela have the best food, but it doesn't mean they have the best football.
Yeah. So that's cool.
And wait. We haven't even talked about how bad Ecuador was.
Oh, dude, they're terrible this year. They started off well. They had all these young players. When at least in the World Cup, elimination rounds, they started off well. They won the first games, and then they just fell apart. And right now with the Copa America, they've just been losing games left and right. And they had all these.
They have a couple of MLS players even.
They do. As a matter of fact, the kid from Orlando City, Mendes, he was playing. He's one of the guys that was playing. So,
I was rooting for you. Actually, I was rooting for Ecuador for you.
Oh well, thanks, Ted. I really appreciate it, man. I was rooting for Poland too, but other than Lewandowski, they all sucked.
Yeah, they're not very good either. The same type of deal. They got players playing all over big teams in Europe, but they just can't put it together. But Lewandowski was great in this tournament. He scored, I think, 3 goals in 3 games, and I think he scored twice against Spain. Or no, he scored once against Spain and then twice against Sweden.
So, I think he was one of the higher goal scorers, wasn't
he? Yeah, I think so. 3 in a tournament usually gets you near the top.
And it's funny because you were telling me that you were like he's the greatest player in the world ever, and
yeah, in the history of the game, he's better than Pele and Maradona combined, and Messi and Ronaldo combined.
Right. You were telling me that, and you said that you would personally pay for him to come and play for Inter Miami.
Yes.
Well, let's transition into the Inter Miami thing. We've got a couple of people asking about him, about Inter Miami, and apparently the Moss brothers are looking for more people with money like you, Ted, because you live in Coral Gables and all that, who could take over. Apparently, Marcelo Claure and Masayoshi Son are looking to get out. At least that's an article that came out in The Athletic. For me, it's a heartbreak if Marcelo does leave, because he was the main reason why we have a team today. Back in the day, we were sending emails and snail mail to all these billionaires, and he was one of the people that actually answered Julio Caballero. And he was, even when Barcelona didn't work out, because he was going to bring a team with Barcelona to Spain, when that whole deal fell apart, when it seemed like we were going to have a team back in 2000, what was it, 2008, I think, back then? It's all a blur to me. It looked like we were going to have a team then, and he told us, guys, don't give up, on your dreams, because I'm not out yet. This is going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. Keep supporting me. And we did. And we were always he always stayed in touch with us, and he made it happen. And eventually, what's his name? Julio Caballero told him, "Hey, man, get a hold of Beckham. He's got that deal." And eventually he did. I think J-Lo or one of them, Mark Anthony, one of them, got them together, and the rest is history. So for him to be leaving kind of sucks, especially because they've got deep pockets, especially Masayoshi-san. That guy's got a lot of money. And while the Moss brothers are pretty wealthy, and Beckham's pretty wealthy, they're not as wealthy as Masa-san. He's got the deep pockets. We can bring any player that we want. So, what's your take on that, Ted? What do you think?
Well, there's a lot to unpack there. Mm-hmm. How solid are these rumors?
Well,
have you heard it from anywhere else?
Well, The Athletic is a pretty reputable, I guess you can call it, online magazine. Anything that they say is usually spot on. So I heard it before. I heard these rumors before on Twitter, and I was like, all right, well, as long as I don't see anybody reputable write about it, it's just rumors. And then when The Athletic actually put that article up, then it became a little more real, So
Baldwin 4 is saying that you, Ed, should reach out to Claure and find out what's happening.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to reach out to him and see. I've been dying to interview him, but that guy's really busy all the time. He's traveling, and
I see his Instagram. He travels, but he's just hanging out on his laptop with his feet up a lot. Seems like he has time for an Uncle Ed interview.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna reach out and see if it's doable. But yeah.
Throw my name out there. That'll probably increase the odds of him coming on the show.
That's true. If I tell him that Ted's, ask him. Why don't you ask him for me, Ted? How's that? See if he comes on and
that's fine.
Yeah, do that for me and see if it works out, because
we got a Zoom meeting tomorrow anyway with him. So.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a lie. I made that up.
But a couple days ago, actually, when was it? Yesterday, he came out in a picture on his Instagram with actually I think it was this pink training jersey, and the Inter Miami hat that you've got on, that you bought at Caneswear. So I don't know if he bought it at Caneswear, probably not. But but the thing is, that was kind of cool to see him actually, wear the jersey and the shirt, because a lot of people are saying he hasn't been seen in the stadium. He wasn't actively supporting the team. But to see him with the jersey on, it kind of make you see, okay, well, it's not.
Do you think he did it on purpose to kind of stop the rumors from happening?
I hope so. I hope he did. But that was right.
By the way, one world, one goal says Ted is styling.
Oh, well, where should she put that?
I don't know, but it's important. Put that on the screen for sure.
Oh, look at this one.
It's called a Windsor knot on the tie, in case.
Beckham talk fashion then. Oh, well, look at that. It's a Windsor knot. Oh, I had no idea that knot existed, Ted Cikowski.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised because you and I talk about fashion quite a bit.
Well, you mostly you, because you're the one that you had experience with supermodels and stuff like that. So I know it was Fashion Week. I don't know. Were you out there? You know, it was Fashion Week this week, I think, here in Miami.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously in Paris and Milan this past week. But let's get back to Marcelo Claure. If he does somehow leave, you're right. They don't have the deep pockets, and I wonder. That's the one thing that Inter Miami has that other teams don't. I mean, only LA Galaxy, LAFC. There's a few teams that are willing to spend, and Inter Miami, luckily, is one of them. It hasn't worked out so far. We have the highest payroll, I think, in the entire league. And it's not working so far, but I think with their deep pockets, they can turn it around at some point.
Yeah. And look at that. One World, One Goal is saying Ted is multi-talented. Wow. I think
that's a fact.
You've got all these fans now, Ted. It's incredible. And
well, I got one fan who's drunk.
Well, hey, it's better than nothing, Ted. You know, it's at least you have fans. You know.
I mean, I'm not saying I have the most fans, but I know I have more than you and Peter.
That's probably true. Yeah,
that's my only aim.
Well, that's good, and that's good. So
I'm just joking. And then why would the other guy be the guy from SoftBank be leaving just because Marcel Claure is his friend? And
well, they work together, and so perhaps he was the main. Marcelo was the one that brought him into the deal, into the whole thing. And from the last thing I was checking, the percentage of each one, I think Marcelo is one of the majority owners of the team. So that's a pretty penny, whatever the cost is of the team at the time. I think it was like 37%. The Moss brothers have the same 37%, and then Masa Son I think has like 17%. And David Beckham, I think, and his wife had 10% of the team. So if both of them are going to get out, that's a lot of a big percentage of the team that that the Moss brothers will either have to buy, which they've said apparently on that article. It says they're willing or wanting to pay for it in case they do get out. They do want to leave being owners of the team. So in a way that's good. Then the Moss brothers would have the majority. They'd own the majority of the team. Beckham's still on board from what we can hear. So you don't have to get all crazy about that, Ted. Your buddy Ted is still going to remain. So.
I mean, you're the one who's always being photographed with Beckham and stuff, so.
That's true, but the famous person here is you, Ted. So, if he probably doesn't even remember who I am, but I'm sure he remembers who you are. So.
He remembers you, Ed.
Yeah.
You don't take 50 pictures with someone and not remember them.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's and since you're from
wait. I have a question about what we were just talking about, though.
Okay.
The article seemed to suggest that Marcelo Claure and Jorge Mas weren't getting along.
Yeah, that's what it seems to suggest. We don't know anything about it. We'd love to talk about it. I'm sure they would not say something. Maybe they just didn't agree with what happened with Paul McDonough. As you know, the team was fined. Perhaps they hold him responsible for what happened. It happened during Jorge Mas's watch. And I think what happened there is that Paul McDonough, also known as Tubby, they gave him just, I think, too much power, too much say, and they just let him do basically what he wanted. And when they realized what happened, it was too late. So, why are people saying that you're the GOAT, man? What?
Because she's had a bunch of Peroni, so.
Oh well. Well, there's a lot of activity right now in the chat room, and like Paul was excellent. Elvis is on the way to Athletic. Okay. So yeah, Ted. What's your take? Are you going to become one of the majority owners? I mean, you live in Coral Gables. I'm sure you have a lot of money or something. You say you're going to help bring players and stuff. So.
Well, everyone who lives in Coral Gables is obviously rich, so that means. That logic means that I'm rich. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty out my savings account and take out all $400 and put it into Inter Miami.
Wow, well that's really good, and that's and the team's probably going to need it, especially if we do lose our deep pocket owners that are apparently wanting to leave. So we'll see what happens. So they're chatting about that. It's an interesting topic, to see what's happening with the team. Of course, the team's losing a lot. Ted, give me your take on us losing so much.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. I thought individually they're good players. It seems there's something wrong with the midfield in that they can't get the ball to the strikers, and the defense plays well sometimes through 88, 89 minutes, but then there's always a blunder. Every single game there's like a crazy blunder.
That costs us the game.
Yeah, and I saw the Baldwin 4 earlier mentioned Marsman and Gibbs coming.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that'll help. Maybe having a new goalkeeper will help because I think there has been some soft goals let in.
Yeah, and I think McCarthy's I think he's a good goalie, but I think he'd be better as our backup goalie.
Yeah, he seems like a second division goalie, to be honest with you.
Right. So, we're gonna have I think a better goalie in Marsden and Gibbs. He's got some experience, so hopefully.
But you notice that one thing that's different about MLS now than it was back in our day,
mm-hmm.
back in the Fusion days, is you used to bring over any player from the Premier League and they would be a solid player in MLS.
Monster,
they would be one of the better players. And now that's not the case. Some of them just kind of suck. I mean, I'm not sure that Shawcross is that great, to be honest with you. He seems kind of slow.
I think he's.
I know he didn't play in the Premier League last year. Stoke was in the second division, but or championship, but he's played in the Premier League for many years.
Right, and I don't know. I think he's just over that hill already, and I don't know, man. He just we got to do something with that back line, and hopefully Gibbs is the answer for that. But for now, I think. We've got new players, and that's something Eric Thomas just brought up. We got the Indiana kid, Vasilev. Is that how you say it? You're European. You know how to say that.
Yeah, I'm not European, and I don't know, but I did read about him. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So apparently he's a forward, and he might be able to do something and help us out. Because man, Inter Miami needs a lot of help.
So I know there's two things that I think are wrong with the team right now. They're kind of major things. We don't have a 10. There's no playmaker. I don't know why Rodolfo Pizarro can't be that player, because it seems like on occasion last year he was, but just not consistently. And then I think Robbie Robinson being injured has had a big impact on the team. I think he was great. I think he added another option that no one on that left side. Breck Shea hasn't been doing it. I do think that Robbie Robinson was one of the better players when he was healthy.
Right. I think, he was. I think a dynamic player, and the team picked Robbie because he won the Heisman. I think that's what it's called for the university. He was the best player in university level. Yet DK, who plays with our rivals Orlando City, was the one that's he's playing for the national team now. So something we could have picked DK and we didn't, and now we're paying for it because we got a guy who's getting hurt all the time, and that kind of sucks. What can we do?
So what's your take on Gonzalo Higuain?
Gonzalo, he's the only guy that can score, Ted. I'm not that much of a fan because, I think past his prime. He's, apparently not in shape all the time. He's had that from other teams that he's played with before. He's always been kind of like Tubby or whatever. But I think that's something that you brought up in one of your videos where you were saying he's the only guy that could score, and that is true because nobody else is scoring.
He's got 5 goals, and the rest of the team combined has 4.
I guess you're right.
And I mean, both you and I are past our prime, so don't take it easy on that kind of talk.
Well, okay.
Gonzalo Higuain is I can't really fault. I know everyone. I know I'm going to get this in the chat room and get some hate, but I don't think that he's bad. Everything that people criticize about him is true. He is out of shape. He is slow, but he puts the ball in the back of the net. And if we had a truly creative midfield, and our passing, Inter Miami's passing is so sloppy. If he got the ball more in good positions, and I hate when he drops back to play in the midfield. I hate that because that means that there's no one up front to score. I just don't think that. I think that he's fine. I think that I don't think he's the problem with the team.
Okay.
That's my opinion. Is his attitude a problem with chemistry? Maybe. I don't know. He does seem to get mad at Rodolfo Pizarro quite a bit. Every time he doesn't pass to him, he throws his arms up.
No, he throws his arms up all the time. And I think it's to every other player because he's used to getting the ball on his feet, in the teams that he's played with before. So he doesn't get that here. So, oh look, and keep saying that you're the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins. Look at that.
I'm not familiar with that. I don't know what that means.
You have no idea who the guy is, right?
No.
Oh, look at that. It's just the mentions are just non-stop. So.
Hey, I have a question for you, Ed.
Look at that. Even more, look at that. Ted does look exactly like that dude, but he was very handsome.
Yeah, that's true.
So, they just keep throwing that at you, Ted, and it's kind of like it's incredible that you're just that famous.
I have a special question for you, Ed.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I forgot you said you were going to ask me a question. Go ahead.
We used to go to the Fusion games together back in 99 or 98 to 2001 when the team played its last season.
Yeah. And
they were a great team. Who do you think would win, the 2001 Fusion or this year's Inter Miami?
Oh man, for sure I think the Fusion would tear them up.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
See, the thing is that the payrolls are so much different now that it's hard to. MLS wasn't that great back then. It's definitely better now. I mean, yes, the Fusion were better against the other MLS teams, but you think they would beat them, even though they have like 1/17 of the payroll?
Yeah, I think they did because they were a better, they had much better chemistry. They were able to, their passing was incredible. They were an exciting team to watch. Their coach Ray Hudson, who appears on your video, was, he was just such a great motivational person, and anytime those guys played, we basically would win all the time. So it was just like, except when it counted, when they lost that very last game against the Earthquakes. That one hurt.
But there wasn't there. I remember. Okay, I mean we're going really far back here, and I don't know if anyone remembers this, but Ian Bishop got red carded in that game, and I don't think he deserved it.
Yeah. I don't think he did. I think they were just setting us up. They wanted one of the teams to go out, which it was going to be one of the teams whoever lost, and unfortunately the Fusion was the team that got kicked out of the league.
I just wonder if the Fusion would be able to play that way against today's MLS defenses. I think the defenses are better now.
Could be. I think the teams are the league is definitely stronger in that sense. Defensively, the way that they move is a lot quicker. That team, I don't think they were that fast, but they were able to, put together passes very well. That probably wouldn't happen nowadays. If we played against an LAFC or a New England Revolution, the Fusion I think would have a problem. But Inter Miami, I think they could beat them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we would have been so excited back then if we heard that like Rodolfo Pizarro was coming in his prime to the Miami Fusion. If Gonzalo Higuain, even at 35 or however old, we would have been so excited about. We didn't have players like that. There was a couple in the entire league. There was Histro Stoichkov. Blanco was a big star back then.
Yeah.
There was a couple big players, Carlos Valderrama. But now every team, it seems like, or like half the league has big players now.
Right. And it's true. Jazz Fusion is asking, I think they did win that. San Jose did end up winning the league that year, right?
Yeah, and I used to hate Landon Donovan because he was so cocky when they beat the Fusion.
Yeah, and remember he came out, I think it was in the, they did the All-Star game, and Jim Rooney was the first one. He took off his shirt and he had a bra underneath. Remember that?
Yeah.
Because the whole Chastain thing or whatever. And then Donovan later on scored again, and then he took off his shirt and he had a bra on, as well. And I was just like, dude, it was just done, Jim Rooney did it first, in the same game. Yet, because he was the darling boy of, the U.S. back then, the one that they, Jim Rooney did it first, but the one that they were putting on all the articles was Landon Donovan. I was just like, dude, what the heck?
I think, actually, if I remember, I mean, this is going back a long time, but didn't I watch that game with you at some bar in Fort Lauderdale or something?
Probably. I think it was at, gosh, what bar was it? Yeah, and one of them.
Does that sound familiar? We watched that together?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, back then we used to do
as far as Landon Donovan goes, he didn't play for the Fusion, so I like him when he plays for USA. When he played for USA, but screw him. I only like Inter Miami and Miami Fusion players. Everyone else, terrible.
Okay, I like that. I like that sense too. So, what else can we talk about, Ted, right now about the?
Well, what do you think Inter Miami needs to turn this around?
I think they just need to start from scratch, throw everybody out, and go, get new players again. But it's kind of tough because Henderson's got a team that he didn't build. Well, and Coach Neville, it's a team that they didn't build. They need to. There's a lot of people who have contracts, for a whole bunch of years. We've got that penalty that they gave us, those $2 million that we can't use. So we're in trouble right now for the next year. Next year, we're gonna have to get players from the academy to fill in. We're gonna have to get rid of probably one or two of our DPs. Pellegrini is probably gone for good. I don't think they're going to bring him back. They're probably going to find somewhere to put him. What else? I think we're going to lose a lot of the players that we have, and they're going to have to try to rebuild. We're going to be bad next year. I could already see that happening.
Well, that begs the question then. Back in the Fusion days, they couldn't draw flies to that stadium. We would go there, and it would be like 4/5 empty. They were drawing like 8,000. I think at their peak, they were drawing 11,000 or something like that.
Right.
That's not going to cut it today.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get people from Miami to drive all the way out to Fort Lauderdale, you got to win, and you probably also have to win with stars. Gonzalo Higuain was a big name.
Right.
So he does give them some cachet, at least as far as the Miami crowd.
Well, they need to find a way to keep the fans coming to the stadium. I think.
So far, so good.
Gonzalo Higuain, yeah, I think there's no problem with this year. Next year is going to be a harder sell. Higuain's probably going to stay because he costs them a lot of money and because he's got a contract. I don't think they're going to just kick him out and get rid of him. Pizarro, I'm not too sure. Maybe they can shop him around to another team. He's still got a contract, an interesting contract, unless they get rid of him, go back to Mexico, or they could find a lower division team from in Europe or something. Not the lower division, but a lower tier team in the first division of some club in Europe.
You don't think Real Madrid and Manchester United are aching to get Rodolfo Pizarro?
I don't think so. But I think a better chance for him to go back to Mexico. Matuidi seems like he's pretty much done. They'll probably finish his contract. he might stick around.
You know, and by the way, Matuidi would be considered a good player if he wasn't a DP. He's a solid central midfielder. It's just the fact that he's making too much money. And we've seen what he could do back when he played for PSG in France.
Right, and he's not doing it.
He's not doing that now.
Right, and I think.
But I think he's solid. I think he's solid in general.
Yeah, I think Gregory's a better player. I think
I think Gregory might be the best player on the team this year.
Right now, yeah. We got a couple of players that I think are probably going to stick around. But Carranza is probably another player they're probably gonna look to move. Those, Pellegrini and Carranza, they spent a lot of money on these guys. These guys are players that Tubby was signed up. So
and that's the weird thing is that people think like when you're an expansion team, you either have to go with like cheaper but talented young players, like I guess Atlanta United did it that way.
Right.
From get good scouts in Latin America, and we did that too, and we got the big stars. I mean, none of them has really worked out.
No, nothing's worked out for us. So
nothing's worked out.
So unfortunately, I think it's going to take us. We're going to have to. Next year's going to be a rebuilding year because we got hit with that. That large fine. And then I think in 2023 we'll be able to start rebuilding. I think give Chris Henderson a chance. Also Coach Neville. There's a lot of people that are already asking for his head. I don't think it's really his fault. You
give him another year then?
I'd give him another year. I think Alonso they should have given him another year. Because for the most part, he didn't really build that team. I think the only player that he got that he asked for was Pizarro. So I think they need to let the coach have more of a say in what players he wants to get Chris Henderson to start doing those deals and make it happen. So in this case, Neville and Henderson need to get together and start shopping around. And there's still that rumor that Messi's going to come over here. I think it's a possibility. I think it's it could be a reality down the road.
When he's 39, 40?
Unfortunately, that's probably it's probably going to be in a couple more years. So I'd say maybe 2023, 2024 we might get him. He'll be old though. So would you take him old? I think he's going to sell a lot of jerseys. I think he could still play.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
You still
Hell,
take him. Yeah.
Look at Ronaldo. That guy still plays, and he's like 37 or something, or he's 36, turning 37. That guy could play well into his 40s. He's in great shape. Look at Zlatan. He's still playing very well. So I'd still take him. They'll sell a lot of shirts. I think it'll be worth it.
Look at Chiellini for Juventus. I mean, he won the Euro today.
There you go.
Was one of the best players on the field.
Yeah, what was he? He's like 100 now. How old is that guy?
I think he's 105 actually.
Right. So yeah, Ted. What can we do? I'd like to talk more positive about Inter Miami. We've got some games coming up. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, we can do better. Maybe Coach Neville could, get some motivation in these guys and have them play better. But I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem like it's doable. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'd like to be more positive, guys. I'd like to, tell you there's light at the end of the tunnel, but I think...
Well, let's see what happens with these two new players. Let's see if they change the whole composition and the chemistry of the team.
It could be. Move some players around.
But let's keep our fingers crossed.
Well, we're going to cross our fingers. So, like Keith is saying, take Messi old over Higuain fat. Yeah? Right.
Well, obviously Messi's better than Gonzalo, but...
Right. So... Yeah, so what else you got, Ted? Did you have any other questions for me?
Who would you take over Messi or Robert Lewandowski?
I think I'd take Messi. Sorry.
Okay.
I know you can bring Robert over if you want, because I know you got the connection or whatever.
He would not sell that many jerseys down here, other than he might win the Ballon d'Or this year, though.
You think? You think he could do it?
he's going to come in first or second for sure.
Ted, you're starting to fade into the background for some reason.
I know. It's like that. It's like when in Back to the Future when he saw the photograph of himself fading.
Right. So yeah, but yeah. So yeah. So guys, I think we're going to start wrapping it up. Thank you for listening to us and putting up with Ted Cikowski, who's just taken over the show. And if you guys missed it, he just did an incredible rap. You know, messing up Ted, Peter, and myself. And Ted, could you stop not breathe so hard on that mic?
Am I breathing hard?
Yeah, really hard. I can hear you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well. Oh, look, and One World One Goal is saying it was swimsuit week. Yeah, it wasn't fashion week. My bad. In Miami, just so you know, Ted. Swimsuit week.
Okay.
Well, anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, you guys can check out Ted Cikowski's rap song. What was the name of it again? We gotta put the
Ted's Revenge, the Prada remix.
Ted's Revenge, the Prada remix. I like that. You can hear it in the beginning of this video. And it's 12 minutes, 10 minutes into it, right? With this video, I think
I don't remember.
Well, it's in there, guys, or we're gonna put it by itself during the week. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be back. Hopefully, Pieter Brown will be back, and we'll get everything back. Well, yeah, we'll see, because I think Ted wants to stay. So we might make this permanent. The Ed and the Uncle Ed and TIO Ted show. Guys, what do you guys think? Is Ted worthy?
Or just the TIO Ted show?
Oh, that's it. You can just take over the channel. So that'll be interesting, and people will get to listen to more of your rap songs and stuff like that.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Look us up on social media, Football Miami TV. Follow Ted. I think he's only on Instagram right now. It's Ted Cikowski, right?
Yes.
On Instagram, he puts a lot of pictures of himself with supermodels. So you guys got to go check that out. And otherwise, we will be back with Pieter Brown next week. I'm still looking forward to making the Spanish videos. I finally got a hang of how to do these videos live, so I might do. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them live or record them, but we'll start doing those soon. So there'll be a lot more content here on Football Miami TV. So guys, thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
Thanks, guys.